it's just tough loss.
When you look at this game, how much of it is what they did to you or what you guys did to yourself?
They played a good game. Obviously, we hurt ourselves, but they played better than us.
Was it anything to do with, game plan, energy, effort? Can you kind of circle anything in there that you think let this get away?
No, I wouldn't say effort. Effort was there. Game plan was there. They just made more plays than us, and we hurt ourselves at times.
In a situation like this, obviously, I'm sure there's a lot to process and you have to look at the film, but just the initial sense of what you guys accomplished this year, when might that be able to be something that you look at as a positive, or how do you see this end, the finality?
It's tough right now to look anywhere but right where we are right now with the loss. So yeah, I'm not even really thinking about the season we had. I'm just thinking about the loss we just took.
Can you give me a sense of what the mood was like in the conversation in here at halftime? You guys obviously didn't get in the end zone right at the end of the first half, but you were still within 10.
Yeah, it was just, let's go back out there and make plays. Defense is going to get a stop, and we're going to, go put points on the board.
How do you deal with the finality at all? You guys had such a great season. There was so much build up here, the 1 seed, and then to see it end so soon.
It's tough. It's just tough for the fans. It's tough for us as players, coaches, everyone involved.
I know injuries are a part of the game, but today there were a couple injuries sustained throughout the game. How much would you say that injuries played a factor into today's outcome?
Injuries aren't an excuse. We got to, next man up mentality. We've had that all year. Like I said, they just made more plays than us.
And I know that you guys all season long have said we don't make excuses. Obviously, the turnovers hurt you guys a lot. Jared has been a guy that's always bounced back. To see him, he got hit when in concussion protocol, or was checked for a concussion, I guess, and then just didn't really quite look himself today. Did you guys sense anything?
No.
With your quarterback after that?
No, he was fine, I think. Took a shot, I think, but I didn't see the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Say you guys have talked all season long about how San Francisco last year has fueled you guys this year. What does one like this do for you guys moving forward?
We'll see. I'm not sure. We'll see.
A couple more guys.
After the loss last year to San Francisco, Dan told you guys, you never know if you'll get back to this point. You don't take anything for granted. Was there a similar message after the game, or have you been able to talk about that with the coaches?
Nah, we haven't talked to the coaches. Dan just spoke to the team, and that was pretty much it.
Any message you shared with you guys?
He's, said they played better than us. That's pretty much it. He's going to talk more tomorrow about it, and we got to just take it on the chin.
Sorrow and all whatever the 5 stages are. So it's just like that.
Is it different?
How tough is it to assess this overall season? 15-2
Yeah,
record.
yeah, and we knew none of that. When you get in the playoffs, none of that even matters. None of that. It's one and done. So, there's stuff to be proud of, but at the same time, we came short of our goal, and that's one team's gonna be happy at the end of the year, and it's not us.
You've been close a few times to getting to where you want to go. Is each time you fall short like a reminder of how hard it is in this league to finish the job?
Yeah, and that's why when you get like one game away, it's last year it's tough, and this year it's just like it almost seemed like it just didn't go our way, and we didn't necessarily deserve it. So you're just kind of numb to it to a certain extent. At least I am. But to get this far, it should be the expectation going forward, and hopefully they'll learn lessons along the way.
What were your thoughts after the game?
They executed better than we did ultimately. We overcame 5 turnovers one time this year, but that's tough. Credit to them. They did a hell of a job coming in here and playing aggressive and making plays in a hostile environment. They obviously didn't back down from the challenge, so credit to them. They played better than we did.
That you just couldn't get into a rhythm? I mean, Alex was talking about that. You just couldn't get it.
I mean, we were moving the ball fine up and down the field, but the turnovers are brutal,
Right.
especially when they're in the red zone. You're about to score points, and then you end up with nothing. You don't even get 3. And they were able to turn those things into points. So I feel like we were able to move the ball fine. But ultimately, I mean, you know, the statistics with turnovers, they're brutal. So 5, and we just couldn't overcome it today.
How long will this take for you to get over this, considering the season you guys had? You were picked to go to the Super Bowl. Different from last year.
Yeah, I mean,
You know, 'cause
it'll probably bother me forever, honestly. I mean, you never know what could have been, and you never know when your opportunities are going to come. You can't take those games for granted, which I don't think we did. We just didn't execute it well. Yeah, I mean, I'm walking up here in the locker room, and you got to hear them cheer, and rightfully so for them. They deserve the cheer, and we just have to sit here and listen to it. So, yeah, credit to them. Outplayed us. Yeah, it's probably going to bother me forever.
what do you say about Jared Goff? Who's going to take the heat for this loss? You know,
Can you repeat the start of that?
people are going to look to Jared Goff, blame him. What do you say to that about, you know, the turnovers and the way the offense?
You got 22 starters on the team. I mean, if you know, we need to, you know, make plays for him. Not everything's going to be on him. I don't know everything that goes on with the routes, so I don't know if there's anything there or not. But ultimately, it's a team sport. I'm sure that he will go up there and try and take it on the chin because if he's a great leader. But we're not even in this position that we're at without Jared Goff. Phenomenal football player, definitely one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Great leader. You know, I think one thing you're going to see is people telling you to point the finger at them, and that's a sign of great leaders and a great team, the guys that are selfless. So, yeah, I'm sure people will do that, but that's not how we view it in this room. Everybody's responsible.
I think externally it's easy for a lot of people to see the hit that Goff took trying to block the pick six and be concerned with how he was after. Obviously, he went through concussion protocol, but from your perspective, was there anything returning from that was concerning or felt off?
No, clear the protocol. He came back in there. It's calling the plays fine. Executing the offense fine. So, not from my perspective.
Thanks,
Last year in San Francisco, Dan told you guys, you just never know what group of guys is going to be here next year. You never know if you're going to get the chance again. Did he say anything to you guys in the locker room yet after this game?
Yeah, I mean, we know every single year, we're going to go in tomorrow, we're going to have our exit meetings, we're going to do our physicals, and we're done. And this is not going to be the same team, the same group of players, the same coaches as it was this year, next year. That's just the nature of the NFL. You're probably going to have friends that are going to move on to other teams. You're going to have guys that are going to retire. You're going to have coaches that are going to leave. So that's why, again, not that I think we took it for granted, but you can't take any of these opportunities for granted because you never know when they're going to come again.
There was so much this season. I mean, the wins, the points that you guys put up, and then to have the season end like this. How will you remember 2024?
I mean, ultimately, I'm proud of the guys in this locker room, what we were able to accomplish together. Ultimately, we were not able to meet our ultimate goal, our team goal. And I think that's kind of how everybody's going to feel in here. All the stats, statistics, all the accolades, things like that. I just don't get the inkling that guys in here really care about that. I think they want, the ultimate team accolade. So just really proud of the way the guys fight. And, that's about it.
And we turn this around and do something that.
Surprise you the way you played?
I mean, of course it was surprising because, as a team, you go in here and you're expecting to win, doing whatever it takes to win. And unfortunately, it didn't go like that tonight. But you got to move forward. You got to learn from this and then be able to come back next season. And
what did Dan say to you guys in the locker room after the game?
It was pretty short today. Want to keep it between the team, to be honest. But we have meetings tomorrow, and we'll dive into some things. But he said he was proud of everybody in here. I know that.
How difficult was it?
Yeah, no problem.
How difficult was it to play complementary football with all the sudden changes from the offense?
Yeah, it was hard, but at the end of the day, you're gonna get hit with things in football. That's the thing, you got to win those sudden changes, and I feel like we could have did a better job at that. Me personally as well. But I'm thankful for this team. I'm thankful for the fight that we have from everybody, to be honest with you. So I'm not gonna put this on anybody but us as a team.
What are you going to remember from this season?
Too soon to say, to be honest with you. That's a reflective question that I got to ask myself.
Not to get too personal into what was said in the locker room, but at halftime, would you be able to describe what the mentality and vibe was?
Yeah, at halftime, we just wanted to get some stops on defense. And our offense, we knew they were going to put up points, but as a defense, we just wanted to get stops and to come out with energy. We know we had to come out there in the second half on that first drive and make some plays. So.
And you guys did to start the second half. Did that bring a little life back maybe on the bench?
Yeah, it did. But unfortunately, it wasn't the outcome that we wanted. But like I said, we got to move on. We got to learn from it. And hopefully this will make us better in the future.
There was no secret coming into this game that this team was good on fourth down. What made them so tough on fourth down, especially in the second half?
I haven't looked at the tape, honestly, to give you a solid answer. But I just say how dynamic, they were in the backfield with the running backs, and also with that read of an athletic quarterback having to either keep it or pass. So.
Go more, guys. But back in last year, obviously, Dan said that it's hard to get to this point. It's even harder sometimes to get back. I mean, how much did that feeling kind of set in? I guess towards the end of the game, that it is so hard to even just get to that sport.
I mean, honestly, the whole game, I was just thinking about winning the game. I wasn't really trying to let my mind drift to us losing. I was really trying to, think that we could win until the very last second. So I haven't really had time to reflect on that question yet. But I know this team and the leaders in this organization, I feel like we have the recipe to get back here again. So I don't have any doubt on my mind about that.
It's a fantastic group of guys to go out there and compete with, and didn't get it done tonight. So just really disappointed.
What was kind of the message in the locker room afterwards from Coach Campbell?
Be proud of the year that you had. One game doesn't define a team. We fought adversity the entire year, and at times people counted us out and then built us up and then tore us down and what have you not. So be proud of the team. Love your buddies, appreciate the hard work that you put in with you and your coaches and the staff and the entire organization, really. A lot of people put in a lot of hours that don't get seen, so just try to appreciate those people.
Sam, so many great moments this season. When the dust settles here, do you think you'll be able to look back and, appreciate what you guys were able to accomplish and, not define the season with how it ended?
Yeah, I mean, the end goal is obviously hoisting the Lombardi. It sucks, but I'm sure after some time passes, you'll appreciate what you did with your buddies. But really just disappointed at the moment.
Does it feel like it's the season that kind of slipped away, in a way? After all you guys accomplished this season, do you feel like this one kind of slipped away from you guys?
Yeah, it's unfortunate that you play 17 games. Like I said, we secured the 1 seed. It took it up until the last week, competitive division all year, and then it just sucks. Like I said, we secured home field advantage the entire time. It's not that we were overlooking this game to get to the NFC Championship. They outplayed us tonight, and it was just unfortunate, but proud of the team, proud of how we competed.
Sam, you probably don't care about the touchdown, but it was a remarkable moment. How did you catch that ball?
Thank you. That I don't know, sometimes I had a new pair of gloves on, maybe a little extra stick, but Jared broke the pocket and, kept the play alive, so credit to him as well. Sorry about that.
When you look around this locker room and the talent you guys have, do you feel like the foundation is here to sustain this?
Yeah, I think the building blocks at which this organization's been built on, the gritness, the tough, the grit and the toughness, definitely. The blocks are here. It's unfortunate that the entire team won't be back. That's just the nature of the NFL. guys will move on, maybe a coach or two. So we'll see what next year has in store. But just proud of the team tonight, and again, just disappointed but proud at the same time.
Nothing to lose, and that they could let it all hang out and play, and that maybe you guys as the number 1 seed with Super Bowl aspirations had everything to lose. Is there anything to that?
I don't think so. I think we just went out there and we didn't play well. You're not going to win a whole lot of games in this league at -5 in the turnover margin. So at the end of the day, that's, it's a collective group. It's just unfortunately kind of how it is. So.
It's very early to talk about something like this, but you guys could lose both coordinators. Obviously, a lot of the nucleus is back, but how tough is it to when you have to rebuild some of that continuity, I guess, too, or when you lose some of that? How tough will that be to recapture this magic, I guess, that you have?
Yeah, I think we'll see what happens here in the next however long it takes for your places to make decisions. It might be a big change, might be a little change, might be no change. Let's wait and see what happens. Let's not freak out and burn the ships quite yet.
Skip, you guys have felt so unbeatable here in big games for like 2 years running now. It's here an opposing team celebrating across the hall right now. Like, what's this feel like?
It sucks. I think we make memories of things that you can, during those days of training camp, and this is definitely an audible memory that I'll remember for, the last year it was seeing, all the confetti, and this year it's hearing this, for, what are we, hour after the game? Sucks.
Skip, just curious if you feel like the season went by like in the blink of an eye, or if you felt like this was more of a slow burn?
I'd say the days are long, and then you look back and it goes pretty quick. I think that's our game in general. It's a long day, a long week, long games, and you look back and you're like, oh, training camp felt like it was just a little bit ago. So, was there one over here?
Mistakes. I mean, obviously you tried special play. I mean, it resulted in an interception, and you had, a couple, obviously other picks that happened in the game, and just uncharacteristic mistakes. I mean, was it weird to kind of see some of the stuff also from Washington where they were converting the 4th downs kind of work against you guys for once this year?
Yeah, I mean, obviously their game plan and recipe all year has been to control the ball. The turnovers, there's a multitude of reasons. It's not like Jared went out there and made, 5 bad throws or whatever it was. So to sit there and, obviously we're not going to, put all this on, one person, good, bad, or indifferent. It's not how this game works. It's a team game, but at the end of the day, it sucks.
I feel like they were doing what you guys do, though, converting on 4th downs, running the ball. I mean, doing some of those things that you've been beating teams with all year.
Absolutely. That's quite a recipe for success in this league typically, and they flipped the script on us today.